there any way to explain why Donald Trump is not 5 to 10 points ahead other than his own self-inflicted wounds?
No. Short answer, he should be up by 7 or 8 on the economy and the border. Fewer people pay attention to what's really happening overseas, but that is also getting to be very serious. President Biden is checked out, so, people that expect him to be proactive in any area are deluding themselves. But both candidates are what they call tone deaf. So Kamala Harris has heard a million times, you have to, that answering every question with "you were raised in a middle-class home above some child care center" is not an answer. And it's making you look foolish. And it does. And only the zealots or the hardcore Trump haters think that's a good thing. Donald Trump has been told many, many, many times that personal attacks detract from whatever point he's trying to make. So there was a paper put out by ICE, all right, the Homeland Security, and it said there's more than 400,000 criminal migrants right now in this country, unattended. Government doesn't know where they are, what they're doing. 400,000. You don't need to say that migrants will come into your kitchen and slit your throat, because that's not really fair to the migrants who won't do that, right? There are a percentage who will do that, but be specific about what you're saying. Donald Trump doesn't want to do that because it takes too much time to do it. He wants to make the broad point. And this is his thinking. I won in 2016 doing exactly what I'm doing now. And that's true. But it's a different time. And the electorate is much angrier now than it was 8 years ago. Much angrier. So the more specific you can be about how you're going to solve the problems that are making voters angry, the more chance you have to win the election.
You are talking about policy in terms of specifics, and neither candidate is doing that, right? Donald Trump is talking about how migrants are going to slit your throats and I'm going to have mass deportation of millions, which he's not going to do. Kamala Harris is, I grew up in a middle-class household. I took a little bit farther and went a little bit farther than your column did. You said you don't know what holistic means. I think we all know exactly what it means, which is a very progressive view. It's a very progressive view of the economy and of everything else. It's an excuse for a government takeover to deal with the root causes of all these problems that she's going to deal with. Holistically, what I think is most interesting, though, is that her biggest supporters are saying, don't worry about the policies, which is almost the same thing that Donald Trump's supporters, a sort of a mirror image of her, are saying. Here's General Stan McChrystal on ABC's This Week.
But let's be sure, we don't elect a president based on policies. We shouldn't. We should elect them for the character, because we don't know what's going to come up.
What do you make of that?
It's dopey. I don't know what happened to General McChrystal. He did a fine job in Afghanistan. He must know that the way Biden handled that was an absolute disaster. It's come back to hurt the United States 100 times over. And McChrystal saying, don't worry about policy. We want people of character. No, that's not right. You want people who understand the problem and have solutions to it. You want to put that under the policy category? Okay. But I don't know about Kamala Harris's character. How would I know? I don't know her. And you say everybody knows what holistic means. I don't know what that means. I looked it up and read the definition. It's like, what are you talking about? If I were to say, if Kamala Harris was sitting where you are, Leland, number one, the ratings would probably be higher. But if I asked her to explain what holistic meant, I don't believe she could.
But is that...
She'd probably go back to the middle class
Is that by
apartment.
design, though? Is that by design? Isn't that sort of the point?
Here's what I believe it is, but I don't have eyewitness proof of it. She is told to say certain things, just like Biden. It's the same crew that ran Biden or is running him that's running her.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.